الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. سبحانك لا نحصي ثناء عليك أنت كما أثنيت على نفسك، أنت المقدم وأنت المؤخر وأنت على كل شيء قدير. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما والتفرق بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تدع فينا شقيا ولا محروما. In the name of Allah, جزاك الله خير. Thank you very much. In the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most compassionate, the most merciful, all praise and thanks are due to him, and peace and blessings be upon his beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He was guided by the will of Allah, no one can misguide him, and he who is misguided, no one can guide him except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah, that we all do bear witness there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Right, we reach to the verse 85 from chapter or Surah Aal Imran, which is one of the most important verses in the Quran. Who knows what is it? 85. One of the most important verses that we need it now, and should be very clear, especially for the coming generation. Should be clear what's the meaning, what's the context, what's the exact core point of this ayah. طيب. It's وَمَن يَبْتَغِ غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا فَلَن يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ وَهُوَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. Very important. Because we are living now in a time, if I may put it in my own words, in the time of fluidity. You know, everything is mixed, no boundaries. There are some certain powers on earth, they are trying to let everything be mixed so that no one can guess what is what and who is who. Why? To control. And by the way, when you lose the boundaries, everything could be possible and acceptable. Common sense. I'm talking logic now, not philosophy, logic. Philosophical logic, logical philosophy, call it whatever you want. If boundaries are not clear, anything could happen. And life will be disaster. Just to give you a simple logical example. If you don't know, or I don't know, or we do not agree about the boundaries of your house, how can you stop me from entering your bedroom? Simple, silly logic, but it's true. If you found me just in your kitchen, what? Yes. Because for me, I don't think that this area belongs to you. What? Yes. There should be a logical boundaries by walls, by a door, by a recognition that this is a house and belongs to someone. There is something should be acceptable and not allowed to transpass the boundaries except after permission. And the permission is either by screaming, shouting, knocking the door, ringing the bell, sending email, asking permission, or otherwise I could be an attacker, a criminal, a thief. Imagine if we found ourselves in a city where some crazy people, they decide to say, excuse me, you have no right to use these kind of negative definitions. You have no right to call anyone a thief. But what I'm supposed to call someone who's attacking my house? Who told you that you have the right to call your house your house? What? But in the same thing, you have no right to call your money your money. So I'm allowed to take your car is not your car, because the definition of your is not acceptable by me. And the definition of my car and your car is not acceptable by me. So any car in the street is part of what I'm allowed to use, because simply there's no boundaries. And the list goes on. Your family, your money, your car, where are the boundaries? It should be. I use the silliest example possible, which is a child of grade 3 will be able to understand it. Let's go more. excuse me, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Pakistan, I'm from India, I'm from Punjab, I'm from Palestine. Excuse me, you have no right to define yourself by a country. This is discrimination. Or what I'm supposed to say? Or just I'm a human being. Okay, this is discrimination against aliens who comes with the spaceship. La ilaha illallah. On what base, for example, Americans, they send their military troops to defend someone? Because he's what? American. This is a definition. Who is the American? Anyone who loves America or the one who owns or has their citizenship with specific conditions, boundaries. Now, is it true, for example, okay, in theory, imagine I'm living in Venezuela, but I love America. Am I an American? No. Have I applied for the green card? Yes, no. Have I been accepted? Yes, no. Have I went through the legal process to be accepted? Yes, no. Have I met the conditions? Have I fulfilled? Okay, I got the citizenship. Now I became an American. So is this boundaries or not? On what base the American embassy in X country will call the military to defend me because I'm an American? But if not, who decides I'm American? There is some boundaries. There is some legislations to decide who is who and what is what. On what basis you are allowed to take many benefits, child benefit? Do you have PR in Canada or not? If you are a visitor, you are not entitled. Imagine if all of these boundaries are completely dismissed and unacceptable. On what base any government will decide how to deal with you or not to deal with you? On what base? Why do you have the right to take OSAP or a special scholarship for your kids and I don't have it if I'm just a visitor and you are a Canadian citizen? On what base you are a Canadian? And the rest goes with millions of examples. Why I said this common sense logical things? Because always, what when I say, وَمَن يَبْتَغِي غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا, when you speak about Islam, you say, hey, this is discrimination, be careful, you have no right, we are all human beings. Don't say, no. Christians, they have their own definition for being a Christian. Otherwise, you are a non-Christian. True or false? Judaism, Jewish people, they have their own definition. When you come to a Christian, if you ask a Christian, do you define someone who does not believe in the divinity of Jesus Christ as a Christian? Definitely no. No, he's not a Christian. I'm not discussing who's right, who's wrong. I'm discussing, is it acceptable by the mainstream Christianity? If you don't accept Jesus Christ as the Son of God or God's incarnate, no, you are not a Christian. Okay, this is how they define themselves. So, and they believe if you are not a Christian, you will not be redeemed, you will not be saved by the Son of God. If you don't believe God's Son was crucified on the cross and you accepted him as your savior, you will not be saved. Is this a basic, well-known common sense or not in Christianity? The same thing goes to many other sects. Forget religion. Let's come to the human atheism, communism. If you are not a communist in China, are you allowed to be in the government? Do you know or not? You know, officially, the Communist Party is the party that rules China now. You know this? 1 billion Chinese, they are run by the Communist Party, which is based on atheism. Based on atheism. They don't believe in the existence of God. I'm not discussing right or wrong, I'm discussing, is this a reality or not? Do they define themselves as communist or not? Do they reject anyone who's not a communist in the party or not? And the list goes, no. You have to, long. Let's go to Denmark, for example, Sweden. Do they accept an Arab Muslim to be their leader? In reality, no. And by the way, do you know that there is 36 countries on earth, in their constitution, they are Christian countries? Many of them in South America and some of them in Europe, in their constitution. Like, let's come to one of the biggest democracies on earth, UK, United Kingdom. In the constitution of the UK, the non-constitution, not the written, because they don't have written constitution. Okay? UK. Do you know who's the head of the state? Sorry. Do you know who's the head of the church? Yes, the head of the state. By constitution, the head of the state is the head of the church in the UK. I'm just trying to make like a preparation for this idea. The common sense, the technical reality, because our kids sometimes, when someone is kind of, hey, wow, this is very strict ayah to believe. What is? Let's go through the ayah now. This is the logical, philosophical preparation for the ayah. Now the ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِي غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا فَلَنْ يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ وَهُوَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. Whoever seeks a way other than Islam. Look, whoever seeks a way other than Islam, it will never be accepted from them. فَلَنْ يُقْبَلَ. It will never be accepted from them. And in the hereafter, they will be among the losers. Do you know more clarity than this? For us, it's a black and white issue. It's not an opinion. It's not a feeling. It's not a historical context that we should explain every few tens of years depending on the feelings of the audience or the opinion of the audience. No. It's the clear-cut, direct statement by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِ. Whoever seeks other than Islam, it will never be accepted. Period. It's either you accept it or reject it. We don't have, by the way, many things, you don't have something in the middle. If you are an American or a Canadian, is it accepted from you to be in the middle, loyal or not loyal in the middle? It's either you are a loyal, a citizen, or a traitor. Is there any way in the middle of being loyal to your country, patriot, or a spy? Is there a way in the middle? It's either or. Either you are a criminal or a loyal. Period. Is there a way in the middle of being a liar or saying the truth? It's either or. It's either or. So the same thing. Now, whoever seeks a way other than Islam, it will never be accepted from them. And in the hereafter, they will be among the losers. Now, this is Mustafa Khattab. Al-Mawdudi says, and whoever seeks a way other than this way, which is the submission, because the meaning of Islam is submission. Because Islam means to submit yourself to the will of your Lord. That's why we as Muslims believe that all prophets and messengers, they were Muslims. Technically. In reality, they were what? Muslims, and Allah used the word Islam attributed to them. In the Quran, the word Islam was attributed to Yaqub alayhi salam, Jacob, the father of Isaac and Ishmael and the whole children of Israel, and to Ibrahim alayhi salam, Abu al-Anbiya, the father of the prophets, and Yusuf alayhi salam. وَتَوَفَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ وَجْعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ وَجْعَلْنَا مُسْلِمَيْنِ لَكَ. We have many verses, okay? Many prophets. Literally, Allah is attributing the word Islam, Muslimin, sent to them. The meaning is submission, which means, oh Allah, made us from those who submit. Because this is the core point of Islam. Submission, which means it's not just belief, it's not just faith, it's not just feeling. No. Technically, physically, I say, yes, sir. Because it's not the conviction. In Islam, okay, imagine simple common sense. Why Islam is called Islam, not Iman, not faith, not spirituality. No. Islam. Physically submit, which means follow the commandment. Why? Simple example. Imagine I'm your son. Imagine any one of you that I'm your son. All the time I keep saying poems about you. And I always claim or I say, and really, I love you. But I don't listen to what you ask me to do. What kind of love or respect is this? Human being. And you did not create me. You are just the biological reason for my existence. You are my father. I keep claiming that I love you. And I say, Wallah, I respect you. And I admit that you did a lot for me. But, okay, my son, bring me a glass of water. Sorry. But what stops you? Hur. I'm free. I don't want. But you say you respect me. Okay. I respect you, but I don't want to listen to you. Contradiction. This is what? Contradiction. Unacceptable. This could lead to very serious status. So, Al-Madudi says, and whoever seeks a way other than this way, which is submission, Islam, will find that it will not be accepted from him, and in the life to come, he will be among the losers. Right. This is the ayah of the core, which is anyone who seeks other than Islam. Because this is an academic session, this is an intellectual session, this is a little bit intensive session. I need to highlight all the possible misconceptions related to this ayah. But in this ayah, Allah states clearly, other than Islam, nothing is accepted. But what will happen with those who did not know about Islam? What will happen with those whom Islam reached them, but with the destruction, complete destruction of the reality of Islam, which means they did not see the real Islam. They saw the Islam through just the Fox News and CNN, just XYZ from these bad people who claim to be Muslims, and they do, some violent acts, even though they were created by, other powers. But the point, they are attributed to Islam. If this is the only way, which means Islam for him is something very bad. So he did not accept. What will happen with someone who was born, never ever heard about Islam? Is it a valid question or not? So we have those who did not hear, did not know, or knew, but just the wrong version of Islam, which does not represent Islam. What will happen to those people? Let me give you the basic rules that we need to depend when we answer this question. Rule number one. Number one, don't ever think that Allah could, God forbid, commit injustice. This is the general background you describe. Because what if, as if I am more sympathetic than Allah Himself. What if? Because when someone asks me this question, as if he is assuming that there is a possibility that Allah does not know that this poor person did not know about Islam, and by mistake he will go to the hellfire. No, Habibi. This happens with you and me, not with Allah. Rule number one, it's impossible that Allah commits injustice, which means whether you knew the answer, whether I know how or what will happen or not, simply close the file, because Allah, it's impossible to deal with anyone with injustice. This is number one, the biggest rule. The other rule, Allah made it clearly. وَمَا كُنَّا مُعَذِّبِينَ حَتَّى نَبْعَثَ رَسُولًا. We would never punish any person till we send the messenger. Which means the one who did not receive a messenger, he will not be accountable. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Is the story finished? No. This is the two big basic grounds that you depend to answer. No injustice, impossible. It's part of an attribute of Allah, that is al-adl. Al-adl, not al-adil. Al-adl means justice, not just. Justice is an attribute. Justice is the source of justice. Okay? Subhanahu al-adl. He is justice. So number one, number two, clearly the text, the revelation, we would never punish anyone before we send the messenger. Right. Now the question that comes, we have an extra 2 points to complete the full package. Point number one, this is a logical, common sense one. If you thought that this group or this person or that person did not receive a messenger, Is it necessarily he did not receive because you thought he did not receive? Or there's a possibility he did receive but you don't know? I repeat. Imagine that you are all Muslims except myself. I'm an atheist for you. I'm what? Atheist. And I declared my atheism. God forbid. But imagine, this is my reality, okay? I keep taking there is no God, the problem of evil, impossible for this to exist, because if God does exist, evil should not exist. I'm all the time fighting religions, attacking, criticizing Islam and Christianity and all that. Okay, so for you, I'm an atheist. I declare I'm an atheist. However, in reality, I'm a very nice, good person. So you love me as a human being. But you know that from your point of view, I'm an unbeliever. Okay? And it happened that I had a very bad Muslim neighbors. So from your point of view, I never ever saw something good that makes me think seriously about this claimed religion, which is Islam. So far, good? Right? Have you been able to imagine this? Right. I passed away. You will have a big debate now. Shall we say rahimahullah or not? But he was an atheist. He said, wait. But he did not receive Islam. He did not see Islam. He did not know Islam. No. Now, okay, in theory, all of you could be right, in theory. But do you have an idea if I was so clever, so genius, and I was reading alone at home, and I came with the full conclusion that Islam is the true religion, but simply I did not confess this? Do you know if I did it or not? I'm an excellent reader. I'm a professor in mathematics. I know logic. When I was reading, I read a lot, and my heart kept knocking in me. You know it is the truth. And I know, but I reject it. But you have no idea. You don't have no idea. So don't keep fighting on something you don't know. Because I remember a question. It happened with me exactly in 1989. It was my first year of my official teaching. 36 years ago, I started teaching officially as a teacher for Islamic studies in a private school, mixed school, boys and girls, high school in Jordan. I remember, I was still young. I was just 21, something like that, or 21, 22. I remember once I came to one of the classes in the high school. Wallah, I can't forget this example happened with me. There was a huge debate in the class. Before I approached the class, huge debate. They were about physically to fight, boys and girls. Many of them, they have boyfriends and girlfriends. Many of them, they don't pray. The majority, they don't wear the hijab. So most of them, they are committing a lot of sins very far from Islam, the obvious direct things. And the debate and the fight was on what? Guess what? Seriously, wallahi, just maybe few minutes, maybe physically they will fight. Do you know what was the fight? About what? The people of Eskimo, are they going to the hellfire or to the Jannah? Wallahi, seriously. Ustad, Sheikh, people of Eskimo, they didn't know about Islam. What will happen to them? I looked at them, I said, SubhanAllah. I said, you don't ask me, do you pray? I said, you have 5 girlfriends. And you are afraid of the justice of Allah if the people of Eskimo will go to Jahannam. You yourself respect Allah, you don't care about Islam, and you are afraid about the justice of Allah. Hasbi Allah, ni'mal wakeel. What kind of way of thinking is this? People of the Eskimo. What about the people of Amazon? I mean, not Amazon the company, Amazon, the real Amazon forest, okay? In South America, in Brazil, the real Amazon. Because they have some tribes there, they are very, very, very far from civilization. Some people, they don't know their language, still nearly half naked, except their private parts. Still, they live now. I always was faced with this question, Eskimo, okay? And the people of Amazon, what will happen to them? I said, if you think that you are better than Allah, then ask the question. So this is the first point. As we said, وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِ غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا. What's the exception that we need to know? What will happen with those who did not know, did not understand, did not reach, or they received the wrong message? Number one, you can't make sure that they did not receive. Because Allah knows, and every individual knows. If he did not know, Allah will not punish him. Don't be afraid. So what will happen to him? I will tell you next time. But the point, never ever accept your mind. Accept from your mind to accept the possibility that Allah will punish someone without establishing the hujjah argument against them. Finito. Okay? This is number one. Number two, which is the fourth point. There is a sound hadith by Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, which I myself, when I discovered this hadith, when I was doing my study in the Islamic studies, many years ago, I was astonished when I discovered. I did not know it. At the early beginning of my study, especially in the BA, I was not aware of this. Later on, wallahi, it was hadith sahih by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. It's called the hadith al-arba'a alladhina yuhajjuna rabbahum yawm al-qiyamah. The hadith basically, it's a little bit long. It talks about 4 categories of people. They will be arguing their Lord in the day of judgment because they did not receive Islam properly. One of them, al-Shaykh al-Haram, the very, very old person which has lost his concentration and his mental power, hardly who was able to understand what happens around him. Like for example, 90%, 80% Alzheimer. Okay, he's not able to grasp what's happening, Islam or non-Islam. For example, قال الشيخ الهرم والأبكم, you know, the deaf and dumb, the one who does not speak and does not hear. And sometimes maybe he's blind as well. Okay, Islam came, but no one was able to communicate with him. He's not listening to the Quran, and he's not able to speak, and no one is able to communicate with him. He sees the people doing something, but he's not able. For example, okay? It's 4 categories. I forget the other 2 categories, but all of them, they revolve around they did not have the proper opportunity to receive Islam. They did not know. Yes, I remember. قال أيضا اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد, like the very idiot person, not the complete crazy, because the complete crazy, he is legitimately, he is not accountable. But like the idiot person, which means they had a very, very low IQ. He was not able to understand. Young man, dumb. Oh yeah, yes, the dumb. It's very low IQ. Okay, explain, but he's not able to understand. Those categories and any similar categories will be arguing with Allah on the day of judgment, because Allah will be gathering humanity from Adam to the end, which could be trillions. We don't know. Hundreds of billions of people. We don't know. Or billions. Humanity lives for thousand years. All of them, you will be resurrected and congregated in one piece of land Allah will create. طيب, 50,000 years. في يوم كان مقداره 50,000 سنة. So a lot of things will happen at that time. Part of this category, which could be millions of people. This category, look now, they are in the day of judgment. Yani, they have already been transferred from this dunya, and they saw the angel of death, and they went to the barzakh, to the al-qabr, and they were resurrected, congregated, and they are witnessing the angels and the people for the accountability. At that time, they will be tested. What? They will be tested there. Special test for them. Believe it or not, they will be tested. When I was reading for the first time, when I said they will be tested, I said, tested in what? خلاص, everything is reality. Wallahi, I was about my breathing to stop when I discovered what type of test there will be. They would say, Ya Allah. They will be addressing Allah. Now, Ya Allah, you don't know. Forgive us, please. Okay. If that's the case, you will be tested now. They will be asked to throw themselves in the hellfire. What? Yes. قال فوالله من دخلها لم يدخلها ومن لم يدخلها دخلها. Hadith, which means by Allah. It's like for example, if ولله المثل الأعلى, I'll give you a simple example. If I feel very, very angry from my son because he always shows that he does not trust me or my ability in anything, does not trust me to drive him, does not trust me to buy anything, does not trust me to give me his credit card because he thinks I'm useless. He said, Wallahi, then he discovered that really I'm so powerful and I can do many things, and I decided not to give him inheritance. I decided to abandon him. He said, Wallahi, I'm very sorry. I said, okay, show me that you trust me. Give me your credit card to do something with it. Said, I'm sorry, I can't give you my credit card. You are a liar, you don't trust. You got my point? So they will start apologizing. Allah, we are asking, I'm sorry. Okay, test now. You have already witnessed. Be aware, they are witnessing the angels. They are in the akhirah. They don't have our test. Our test, the biggest test for us now, Iman bil Ghaib, to believe in the unseen, the biggest. And Allah made it clear after the Fatiha in chapter Al-Baqarah. What's the first? Alif Lam Mim. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. Who are the muttaqin? That Allah praised in the first two ayah. يؤمنون بالغيب. Those who believe the unseen. This is one of the biggest of our tests. This is not applicable on them in the day of judgment. They will be tested by being asked, okay, throw yourself to the hellfire. If they accepted and they started approaching to throw, they will be saved and will go to the Jannah. If they refuse, they will go to Jahannam. Which means simply you did not accept to submit. The same thing. So choose any one of these levels in your answer. It's up to you. Depends on the person who's arguing with you. What will happen to the person who does not believe in Islam? No injustice. If the message did not receive, but who told you be careful that the message did not receive? You think, I think, but in reality maybe he knows better you and me. For you, he's claiming. But is it now the final point before I jump to the next point? If someone said, but how come it's impossible? This hadith, it's impossible in the day of judgment. They went through death, resurrected, congregated, reshaped again, and they are with the angels, and they will not accept. Yes. What's the biggest dalil? Biggest evidence? Always I keep repeating it. What is it? Biggest. Number one. Mr. Iblis. Shaitan. Shaitan, when he rejected the commandment of Allah, was it because he was not sure that Allah does exist? Allah was speaking with him directly and he was answering him. Ya Iblis, ma mana'aka an tasjuda lima khalaqtu biyadak. Did he say, but Ya Allah, I'm sorry Ya Allah, please pardon me. I don't have evidence that you created Adam. No. He was completely sure. He was an eyewitness. Adam was created in front of him. And he knows everything. He's part of the creation. قال ربي. He was says, oh my Lord. No, everything. Yet he refused. Huh? لم أكن لأسجد لبشر خلقته من طين. You know, in many ayats, you created me from the fire, and he's just from the clay and the mud. So was it the conviction or no, he was completely realizing, knowing, understanding, but he refused. So be sure that this Iblis has similar people to him. So it's how come? Well, it happens. Another logical dalil, simple dalil. How many people now, they see the truth, but they do something against it? On the political level, human level. How many people now, they help in killing innocent people in Palestine and Gaza, for example, and claim otherwise? They go, no, we don't know, it's for something, but they know they are liars. You know that they know that they are liars, and they don't care. How many of them? Millions. Not individuals, millions. What is the percentage of politicians around the world that they are hypocrites? They say something, they do something, and they know that they are liars. So the same thing. So do you think it's so complicated that Islam as a truth will be understood in their hearts but simply don't care? Yes, it happens. We have tens of examples now. Tens of examples. Just a few days ago we witnessed another example. Okay? It's spreading democracy. You see it by your own eyes, I mean, by your own eyes. Subhanallah. So this is one of the most important points related to the idea وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِي غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا فَلَنْ يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ. طيب. Then Allah continues. Do you have any question about this? Because this is very important ayah. وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِي. لاحظ يبتغي, anyone who seeks. Because some people, they are going to the, to the yoga, Hinduism, atheism, whatever, ism, keep searching. Say, hey, don't waste your time. This is the haqq, the criteria. Don't waste your time. Please look at it. Compare. Use intellectual power. Some people, they, subhanAllah, when they see us practicing Islam or committed to Islam, they say, but you're never restricted. Subhanallah. But if you are a vegetarian, are you not restricted? When you prohibit yourself from eating all types of meat of chicken and lamb and beef, and you keep just, okay, you have the desire, but you control yourself. And if you have some kind of yoga way of thinking, which is, by the way, yoga is not just a meditation and a sport. Yoga is the direct religious prayer of Hinduism. It's a religious prayer because Hindus, the mainstream of Hinduism, they believe in the unity of God as power in the universe. Okay? So they believe that God incarnates in everything. If you want to unite with this God, to let this God be part of you, and you will be part of God, which spreads as an energy and power everywhere, part of the prayer, you do the yoga thing. You do this kind of cross, legs, and you do this with your hand, and you do this. It's a special religious, so that you keep meditating, converted with the God of the universe, so that He will be incarnated inside you, which is partly similar to Christianity. Okay? Some part, but just one person, Jesus Christ. That's the point. Now, when they do yoga, they sit for 4 hours like this. When you tell someone, hey, why you don't pray 5 times? 5 times all together, half an hour a day. When you have yoga session 4 hours, oh, mashallah, very civilized, nice way, style of life. If you pray 5 times, oh, a lot of restriction, bro. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. If you ask this sister or this brother to come to the Fajr prayer every day, oh, Islam is very difficult. But he goes before Fajr 2 hours to the gym. And he stays in the gym 3 hours a day. Why? 6 packs. Triceps, biceps. You see? Why? Beautiful girls. Nice shape and body. 3 hours, no problem. 10 minutes in the Fajr, oh, it's a big issue. So that's just to compare. Come to a sister who refuses to wear the hijab, born a Muslim. Tell her about Salat al-Fajr, oh, it's very difficult. Really? Why? Because, I will destroy my hairdo and it takes time. Okay. What's the time that you consume every day to prepare yourself with your makeup and hairdo to go to the university? 1 hour and a half. Fajr prayer 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 15 minutes. Washroom, wudu and prayer. Completely, all total, 12 to 15 minutes. The hairdo and the makeup, 1 hour and a half. If she wants to wash her hair, 3 hours. Yes. If she has a long hair, just half an hour to wash it. Another 20 minutes to dry it. Another 15, 20 minutes for the hairdo. Makeup, don't ask, especially in the Arab world. In the Arab world, don't ask. Don't ask. Because they put tens of layers. Wallahi, I'm talking about university. It's mind-blowing. When you speak about Fajr, oh, Islam contains a lot of restriction, brother. Final simple example about restriction. Well, it exists everywhere, but they just feel it's bad in Islam. Like, I used always to challenge sisters in my culture back there. I say, you think hijab is restricting you? Yes, yes, yes. I'm speaking with the non-hijabi sisters. I said, okay. What about the high heels? Are they painful or not? High heels. Ask any doctor on earth, what is the bad physical health impact on the backbone because of the high heels for long times? Destructive. It destroys the knees, it destroys the back, it destroys, because you know, the high heels is doing like this, you know? Basically, دكتور مشط القدم شو اسمه بالانجليزي؟ مشط. ها؟ Metatarsus? This is the scientific one. He's a doctor. The toe, مشط القدم. Toe, T-O-W. T-O-E, toe. You know, they press on their toe for 8 hours a day with high heels. They are breaking their backs, breaking their backbones. They are destroying their bones. They are developing a disaster, a chronic, you know, the health disaster in their bodies. Is this something negative or positive? Negative. I mean, I'm using the logic now. We speak about the hijab, oh, hijab is bad. But compared with the high heels, you do it to be more beautiful or more charming or more whatever, wherever you go. The makeup, by the way, makeup. What do you think is more restrictive? Makeup or hijab? Seriously, I'm asking. When a lady puts a lot of artistic makeup, can she scratch her cheek if she feels bad? Like, for example, I'm enjoying scratching now. If I have makeup, can I do this? I can't. طيب, if she emotionally was attached and she wants to cry, can she wipe her tears? She can't. Why? Well, I don't know the names. شو اسمه اللي بحطه تحت العين هذا؟ Mascara? You know, these kinds of eyeliner or mascara. Layers of chemical painting. If I did like this, I will be like a monster. If I did like this, I will be as if I came from the grave. She can't. She can't scratch. She can't do like this. The hijabi can't do like this. Can't do like this. It's no problem. Who's more restricted? The lady with makeup or the lady with hijab? Well, just I'm trying to refute the big lie of Islam restricts. No, Habibi, everything else is restricted. Don't accept this lie. But why I'm saying that? It's because when we say وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِي غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ, anyone who seeks another Islam, many people they come, okay, but Islam has a lot of, no, everything else has a lot of. Show me any style of life. But forget religions at all. If you want to become a multimillionaire, a very successful businessman, can you live free or you have a very, very high condensed restrictive life? You want to become a multimillionaire. You have to work 16 hours a day. You have 1,000 employees. You must attend board meetings. You must report. You must read. You must cut all of your holidays if there is an emergency. You have to please the customers in your company. Shareholders, when they feel angry, they want to withdraw their, their shares. You will go at 2 a.m. have a emergency meeting with them. So you are not free. You will work like a slave to stay a multimillionaire, to keep your, your shares, for example, up to the limit that you are exceeding. So, are you free? No. Well, you are another copy of being a slave. And by the way, we've been created to be slaves. By the way, it's just your decision to be slave for the Creator or slave to everything else. I will be slave to the system. I will be slave to my work. I will be slave to my tribe. I will be slave to the group. I will be slave to the party. I will be slave to the... you can't. Like some people say, Islam, you take a religious tax, brother. Okay, 2%, it's very harsh, really. Most of the high democratic human rights based countries, they take between 30 to 40%. Yes or no? If you are a doctor, here, let me tell you. If you are a doctor earns more than 250,000, you pay more than 50% tax, more than 50. Up to 53. It could reach 57% of your income. If you are above 250,000, which means you will have just 120. And they say Islam is a big problem because you have to pay to pay. And by the way, you will not pay to the state, you will pay to the media and the poor directly. So when you do a logical comparison, you'll say, okay. By the way, I feel it's not wise just to highlight وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِي غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ without mentioning all of these possible ties. Okay? Which means what if, why? Okay, I'll accept Islam, but I don't feel happy. Why? Because it's restricted. We, refuted this. No. It's less restricted than any other system. And I'm ready to challenge anyone. I gave you simple examples to make analogy. Next ayah, which I will finish with, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, كيف يهدي الله قوما كفروا بعد إيمانهم وشهدوا أن الرسول حق وجاءهم البينات والله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين. I will read quickly, then I will restart from this ayah next time. Allah says, how will Allah guide the people who chose to disbelieve after they had believed, acknowledged the messenger to be true, and received clear proofs? For Allah does not guide the wrongdoing people. It's another indication that Allah is stating that we have a group of people, they were aware 100% that Muhammad ﷺ has come with truth, and they know, but they reject it. And this is applicable on anyone in the history, in the future, up to the day of judgment, that will be receiving the truth and reject the truth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not guide him. Definitely he will be from the people of the hellfire. So we will continue from this next time, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khair for attending.